beautiful friends. So I wanted to get on and just encourage somebody today that God sees, God knows, and He is still working on your behalf. I know it can be so hard when we're in the midst of the mess and from our human vantage point, but God reminded me the other day when I was kind of, again, throwing just a tiny pity party that, God, I just don't see you moving and I don't see things changing, and what are you doing up there? And I know it sounds funny, kind of foolish to say those things aloud, but sometimes in the midst of those heartbreaking moments, we can think those things, can't we? And not always, in a mean way or a really bad way, but just like in kind of a childish way, in a sense, like, you're our dad and we just don't understand. And he reminded me of a verse that says, my ways are higher than your ways. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts. And he told me, daughter, sometimes you're not going to understand in the moment. Sometimes it's only going to make sense looking back. But in that moment of heartbreak, in that moment of questioning and doubting, will you choose to take on my mindset, to look at things from my vantage point? And he kind of reminded me how, he's God of the entire universe and he sees eternity stretched out before, and he sees our past, our present, our future, all of it, right? And yet us, in our humanness, we can only be in this present moment. We can only see things from this vantage point. But he's like up in heaven and he's looking the whole earth spread out before. And he was telling me, it's your choice if you're going to stay in that human mindset, that perspective of fear and doubt and mistrust, or if you're going to look at things through my spiritual eyes that I have given you and take on my mindset, my vantage point. And he gave me a vision that went with those words, and it was of this little mouse that was just scurrying here and there, forever afraid, always looking out for itself because it was so scared that at any moment it was going to be snatched up, it was going to be taken, and it was always, worried about tomorrow and worried about what it was going to eat and what it was going to do. And all it could see was this present moment, this darkness. I think of mice and how, they're very little, and so everything is really big to them and really scary, right? And they're always kind of going from shadow to shadow because they're so afraid. So he gave me that, and that's one perspective, that's one vantage point. And then he showed me the way different vantage point that an eagle has as it soars high in the sky, and how it can soar even above the clouds, above the storms. And its vantage point is huge. It can see really far away. And it is also kind of a scary bird, isn't it? It's something that can actually prey on other things. It has power, it has strength, it is not fearful. And God told me, daughter, it's your choice whether you're going to have the mindset of that scared little mouse that's always worried, always just thinking, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. This is so scary. Everything's so big. Or are you going to mount up like wings, like eagles? And are you going to soar into everything I have for you and look at it through my perspective? That you have nothing to fear, that you are strong and courageous in and through me. So friends, I'm getting on today to remind you that his ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. It might not make sense to us right now, but it is our choice if we are going to choose to see our circumstances through the eyes of faith and soar on eagle's wings and say, God, anything and everything is possible with you, or are we going to stay stuck in that scared little mindset of that little mouse? I know it was another funny one today, but I just wanted to get on and encourage you. And you're not alone, friend, in all of this. I know it's hard. I know it's scary, but God is still God. He is still great. He is still on the throne, and he is still moving on our behalf. Even if right now in this moment we can't see it, one day we are going to look back and we're going to be amazed at all the things he was just lining up, that in just that perfect moment, that door was going to open and he was going to usher us in to that new season. I love you, friends. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.